Against Brewster, and then in his next fight,
it's the smartest fight for Povetkin. That lets you know he's not out there to joke around. He's out there to try to win.
Been hooked to the body inside
and landed a left hook, and now plans to try to get inside and attack as Povetkin advances.
Povetkin definitely has the right idea, and he has to have Wladimir thinking,
which he has architected
right behind the jab. Roy Klitschko is.
And that came once he started working. That's what's causing Povetkin the biggest problem right now. That's the punch that Povetkin has to land right there. If I were him, I would be looking to take away the jab.
Klitschko landed a left hook. And you're saying, oh, Roy, because?
Well, I thought it may have hurt Povetkin, but he threw him down, so I can't tell.
Yeah.
But he see Klitschko constantly landing that jab repeatedly, brother. And he feints the jab and comes around with the hook. That was the best punch of the fight so far. I thought that punch may have hurt Povetkin a little bit, but you can't tell because Klitschko leaned all of his weight on him and then threw him to the canvas. Can't worry about hitting him clean every time. He's a short guy. He just has to get close and get his hands on Klitschko. Is prepared to the best that he could be for a fight like this.
Declined by Roach. Hired Alexander Zimin, a former coach of the Russian amateurs.
Super Judah sitting next to my friend Nikolai and his son Sasha.
Klitschko correctly saying, look, the guy's on the inside, putting his arms around me.
That overhand right came a lot closer that time. If he can land that overhand right, I'd like to see what happens. He's a guy with, you got to go at him with the intentions to get him out of there. No sense to outbox him.
That was a jab.
He knocked Povetkin down with a jab. That is a knockdown in round 2, pure knockdown with a clean jab. He just stuck it in his face and knocked him on his back.
I compared him to Larry Holmes at the top of the show, Jim, and he has that kind of jab.
Yeah, you see, I think it's this short, jab right on the button. No, that wasn't it. Oh, that was a good right hand. It was more of a hook. There it is. Yes, what I thought it was a very short hook that caused the damage. That's what he hit him with early in the round when I said, whoa. So
8 out of 25 for Klitschko, 4 of 20 for Povetkin.
Another heavyweight champion of the past who was able to do that is Sonny Liston. Really heavy jab, could turn it into a hook.
Well, Klitschko's height makes it so much better for him. He's so tall that you can't tell, you can't really gauge the range of his hook.
Power weapon in this fight. Maybe the most effective punch is jab, but that's the set that he's twice rocked Povetkin with that short hook.
At the end of that exchange, Povetkin can't allow himself to wait on Klitschko.
Tonight, he's using Klitschko's offense against him, weaving the jab in order to get inside.
Klitschko responds to it.
Small heavyweight like Povetkin, 225 pounds.
Wladimir landed the 1-2 as he quickly brought in the right behind the jab there to try to ward off these left hooks that Povetkin is throwing.
Povetkin's starting to look a little bit more confident here too, Jim.
Klitschko tried that little hook again, and that time missed.
You know, Jim, I got to tell you, Louis Pabon lets him get away with an awful lot. I mean, I love Wladimir as a fighter, but...
Harold, can't you see I'm busy enough trying to break up all these clinches?
Klitschko's knockdown.
Some question here about how difficult it might be for Povetkin to go 12.
Ought to do on the inside to wear down the shorter and more aggressive fighters.
Short period of time. Momentum here because Klitschko, if he gets comfortable, it'll be very difficult to deal with him.
Before Emmanuel took over his career, right around this point in the fight,
that was the case 10 years ago when he ran into stamina problems, first against Ross Purity.
They see Klitschko landing that jab. Up jab. Oh, Povetkin came over the top of the up jab with the right hand, though, and that's what Povetkin needs to do more of. Once again, that same jab right to the top of the head is causing Povetkin all types of problems.
4th round. So the numbers are lining up on Wladimir's side. Aren't cognizant of those numbers, not available to them, not a part of how they score the fight.
He finally touched him, Jim. If he can touch him a few more times with that right hand, it could be bad. It could get ugly.
But the legs as well of the fighter who's on the underside.
To throw a punch, and it's whether or not Povetkin is holding.
Talked to Lennox Lewis, Lennox, like Wladimir, would hold you down and keep you in jail.
If Povetkin ever was to win the fight, it would be right now. Look at his breathing, look at his rhythm. He's not comfortable in his fight.
It's one jab and hold for Klitschko at this moment at 44 after 5 rounds on Harold Lederman's unofficial scorecard. At ringside in Moscow, 2 of them are Americans.
Povetkin down under his weight. He throws an uppercut from the bottom that the ref really can't see.
Not really pretty to watch.
There it is right there.
There's the right hand shot. Lands over the top for Alexander Povetkin. His face marks, and it marks quickly.
60-53, Wladimir Klitschko. But I got to tell you something, Jim. He's not even trying. I would get inside him.
There's a hard 1-2 by Klitschko, and he throws Povetkin to the canvas. And Pabone's going to call it a knockdown.
Wow. Because he has Povetkin waiting on him now. Povetkin can't wait on him.
There's another right hand, and Povetkin might have gone down had he not been able to grab and hold on to Vladimir's arm. Povetkin is tiring, and Wladimir is hurting him with every punch at this moment.
Although he's doing it at Povetkin's distance.
And now there's another knockdown. So Pabon counts again. 2 knockdowns in this round.
You can't let the tall man bring the fight to you like that.
Left hook lands, and Povetkin is staggered again and holding on.
Where Povetkin should be doing his work. But Povetkin is doing something to make Wladimir feel, there the short left hook on the inside again.
And there's the 3rd knockdown of the round, and the 4th knockdown of the fight. And Povetkin wants to argue about it, but he is getting ripped and going into harm's way on the inside to do damage, something we have not often seen in the past.
They see that jab followed by a good right hand, the best right hand of the fight, I think, for Klitschko. I can't say Povetkin was going to go down because Klitschko threw him down, so you can't say he was going to go down from that punch. He's taken some really good punches throughout the fight, like that punch right there. But most of the time that he's gone down, Klitschko didn't allow us to see whether he could take the punch or not. Now he's measuring with the fist, threw a right hand and missed. There's that little short uppercut on the inside, followed by a double left hook, then a push. So we really can't say whether the punches would have put him down or not.
Weight can't be effective. That's just not true.
And Povetkin can stick to his game plan, which I think he'll do.
Holding Povetkin down in a clinch, and a moment ago, he got Povetkin to walk straight forward into a right uppercut. And now he's back to flicking his jab.
And I think they should tell Povetkin to use his right hand more, be much more effective, and he definitely would be catching Klitschko more often.
But when you've just been down 3 rounds, which is now beginning to show the damage from the thunder that Klitschko was able to land in the last couple of rounds. Even Lennox Lewis landed body shots. This already if Wladimir wanted to throw them. But of course, taller guys sometimes don't like to because of the countering. Maybe that evens things up for the pushes in the 7th round that may or may not have been knockdowns.
His legs are getting weak from all the leaning that's
been going on throughout the fight.
Yeah.
Povetkin threw that hook with
Klitschko
worse intentions than he has in recent rounds.
2 or 3 quick jabs from Klitschko. There's another one. Little right hand for Klitschko. The validity of Wladimir Klitschko leaning on Alexander Povetkin.
Doing it, there should be a stern warning at least.
Here you see Klitschko with a sharp little short jab right there, a jab hook once again. Then he did push Povetkin down again, so no, that wasn't a knockdown either.
Fight on clean punching. He gets away with murder, just like I said in the 4th round when he leans and pushes Povetkin's.
Many top fighters.
And the referee is the authority, and he's standing right there and does nothing about it.
Advantage. It's like, just like we're saying, Klitschko using the jab to make him keep his, to do the opposite. You're on offense and defense all at the same time. So
and Klitschko with an overall advantage of landed punches in the 10th round, 16-5. And there,
I think a jab to the body and stepped on his toe.
By our Larry Merchant, who at that time said, we're constantly covering Floyd Mayweather with glory.
Wladimir here is difficult to hit partly because of that, but also because of continuous rules infractions? Probably not. It may have just hastened Povetkin's demise, but it's an infraction of the rules. Oh, good left hook.
Combination by Wladimir Klitschko. Chances at this point allowed Povetkin to wobble.
The first time he tried a three-punch combination, almost knocked Povetkin out with it.
Oh. Now he pushes Povetkin down. Clearly a push.
Consistently pushes Povetkin down.
Now let's see if Pabon is taking a point away from Wladimir Klitschko for pushing. Affect the overall scoring.
Well, that's the biggest thing right there. He constantly hits him and puts his weight on top of him. Be allowed to do that. Povetkin most in this fight.
And you see Wladimir suddenly worried about a possible disqualification. That connects per round from Povetkin, who came at him with spirit and desire. And Wladimir Klitschko will go through the experience of at least waiting and wondering to see what judges are going to do. Some thought he would be.
Sturdier, gave it a much better effort, and that's the shot he should have been throwing all night right there.
As saying, I believe Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus are all one country, and frankly, I've spent years rooting for Wladimir because to me, he's a Slavic brother.
To the winner by unanimous decision from Kiev, Ukraine, still holding his